Astonishing is an adjective used to describe something that is extremely surprising, impressive, or hard to believe. It conveys a sense of awe or shock because something is so extraordinary. The opening of Yellowstone Season 1, Episode 1 is absolutely astonishing, especially when you see how the Dutton family is willing to go to any lengths to protect their land. The way the show combines action with deep emotional moments is astonishing, like when John Dutton faces so many challenges at once. It's astonishing how the writers managed to create such intense drama, where every decision seems to have huge consequences. The cinematography in the first episode of Yellowstone is astonishing, with breathtaking shots of the Montana landscape. Some of the twists in the episode are truly astonishing, like how quickly the situation escalates when it looks like they're losing control. What's astonishing is how Yellowstone shows the complexity of family dynamics and power, especially when the older Duttons clash with their younger counterparts. Synonyms: amazing, incredible, remarkable, stunning, breathtaking, mind blowing. Cranky means easily annoyed, irritable, or in a bad mood. It's how people feel when they're tired, hungry, or frustrated by something small. Imagine a toddler who missed their nap or someone stuck in traffic for too long. Both are likely to be cranky. She gets cranky when she doesn't have her morning coffee. After a long day at work, he was too cranky to have a conversation. The baby was cranky because he hadn't slept well. My grandpa gets cranky when his favorite show is interrupted. I didn't mean to snap at you, I was just cranky from the heat. The dog gets cranky if you wake him up too early. Synonyms: grumpy, irritable, testy, grouchy, moody, peevish. Cringeworthy describes something so awkward, embarrassing, or uncomfortable that it makes you physically cringe or squirm. It's that secondhand embarrassment you feel when you watch someone say or do something painfully awkward, tone deaf, or just outright embarrassing. It's like watching a bad audition where the singer is way off key, or when someone tells a joke that completely flops but they keep going. Examples: watching the CEO attempt to use teenage slang in a company meeting was absolutely cringeworthy. His attempt at flirting was so awkward and forced that was honestly cringeworthy. The comedian's jokes were outdated and offensive. His whole set was just cringeworthy. She posted a long, dramatic breakup rant on Facebook, and the oversharing was cringeworthy. The politician's attempt at dancing on stage to connect with young voters was painfully cringeworthy. He tried to sing at karaoke, but he was so off key that the entire room cringed. It was truly cringeworthy. Synonyms: embarrassing, awkward, uncomfortable, painful, mortifying, wince inducing.
Definition of daunting. Daunting describes something that seems difficult, intimidating, or overwhelming, often discouraging someone from attempting it. Examples: the daunting task of writing a 500-page novel made him hesitate before starting. She found public speaking daunting, especially in front of large audiences. Moving to a new country alone can be a daunting experience for many. The steep mountain trail looked daunting, but the hikers were determined to reach the top. Learning a new language can feel daunting at first, but persistence pays off. The team faced the daunting challenge of rebuilding their business after the economic downturn.
Definition of egregious. Egregious, adjective, describes something extremely bad, shocking, or outrageous, often in a way that is glaringly obvious or offensive. Examples: the politician's egregious disregard for the law led to his resignation. The company was fined for its egregious violations of environmental regulations. His egregious mistake cost the team the championship. The journalist exposed the egregious corruption within the organization. The professor was shocked by the student's egregious plagiarism. The referee's egregious error in judgment changed the outcome of the game.
Gripping. Something gripping is so exciting or emotionally intense that it completely captures your attention. You can't look away. It pulls you in, often because the story, action, or emotions are that strong. Examples: talking about The Walking Dead, Season 1, Episode 2. That scene where Rick gets trapped in the tank, totally gripping. I was on the edge of my seat. The way the group debates whether to rescue Merle or leave him, It's such a gripping moral dilemma. Glenn's rooftop escape plan was gripping. You didn't know if he was going to make it. The tension between the survivors just kept building. Every conversation felt gripping. Even the quieter scenes, like Rick talking to Lori on the radio, were surprisingly gripping. The ending, when they camouflage themselves with walker guts to escape, seriously gripping moment. Synonyms: riveting, compelling, enthralling, intense, captivating, spellbinding. Hair-raising is an adjective used to describe something that causes a feeling of intense fear or excitement. It's often used for situations or moments that make your heart race and your nerves tense, as if you're on the edge of something truly scary or thrilling. That moment when Dexter's boat explodes in season 2, episode 3 was absolutely hair-raising. You could feel the tension building up. When Dexter narrowly avoids being caught, it's such a hair-raising experience. You're holding your breath, wondering how he'll get out of it. The tension in the interrogation room during that scene was so hair-raising. You can practically feel the danger in the air. The close call with the FBI in episode 3 was a real hair-raising moment. It's so nerve-wracking to see Dexter so close to being exposed. Watching Dexter struggle with his dark urges in front of Rita was a hair-raising experience too. You know something's going to snap. The way the episode builds up to that final confrontation makes it a hair-raising ride. You're not sure what's going to happen next. Synonyms: thrilling, spine-chilling, nerve-wracking, blood-curdling, shocking, exhilarating. Heart-pounding is an adjective used to describe something that causes intense excitement, fear, or anxiety, often making your heart race. It's frequently used to describe moments of extreme tension or thrill, usually in contexts like movies, sports, or even suspenseful situations. When watching Dexter Season 2, Episode 3, there are a few heart-pounding moments that really stand out. The scene where Dexter is trying to evade the police while disposing of a body, your heart just races because you can feel the tension building up. When Dexter's dark passenger starts getting stronger, you can't help but feel that heart-pounding rush as he wrestles with his own impulses. The moment he almost gets caught by Socket Dokes, it was so close, I almost stopped breathing. When Rita finds out about Dexter's secret life, it's a heart-pounding realization that completely changes the dynamic between them. The first time you realize that the Bay Harbor Butcher is actually Dexter, it's such a twist. Your heart races with the shock of it all. Every time Dexter does something morally questionable, but we root for him, it's a heart-pounding mix of guilt and excitement. Synonyms: thrilling, adrenaline pumping, exciting, breathtaking, nail-biting, hair-raising. Definition: nerve-wracking describes something that causes intense anxiety, stress, or nervousness. It's the kind of feeling you get when you're on edge, unsure of what's about to happen, and your brain just won't stop racing. Examples talking about Dexter, Season 1, Episode 2. That moment when Dexter's blood slide box almost gets discovered, totally nerve-wracking. I found it nerve-wracking how Doix kept showing up unannounced. It's like he could sense something. The scene where Deb is trying to prove herself at the homicide unit was low-key nerve-wracking. You want her to win, but the pressure is intense. When Dexter stalks that new target and he's this close to getting caught, man, that was nerve-wracking. It was nerve-wracking seeing Rita's ex show up again. I just kept thinking, this is going to blow up fast. Even the quiet moments, like Dexter talking to Harry in his flashbacks, felt nerve-wracking because you know he's walking a tightrope. Synonyms: stressful, tense, unsettling, harrowing, disturbing, gut-wrenching. Remarkable refers to something that is worthy of being noticed or admired due to its distinctiveness or excellence. It describes something exceptional or impressive. Here are 6 examples in conversational English related to Yellowstone Season 1, Episode 2. The character development in this episode is remarkable. You really start to see the depth of John Dutton's character. The way the show portrays the harsh realities of ranch life is remarkable. It's raw and unfiltered. Casey's internal struggle is remarkable. You can feel the tension between his past and his present. The cinematography in Yellowstone is remarkable, especially the sweeping shots of the landscape that give it a grand, almost cinematic feel. Beth's sharp tongue and strong presence are remarkable. She steals every scene she's in. The family dynamics in the Dutton household are remarkable. You can tell there's so much history and unresolved tension beneath the surface. Synonyms for remarkable, exceptional, extraordinary, impressive, outstanding, striking, noteworthy.
Definition: unflinching means staying strong, determined, and not backing down, even in difficult or scary situations. If someone is unflinching, they don't hesitate, show fear, or waver. They face challenges head on with confidence. Examples: she gave an unflinching speech about corruption, even though powerful people were in the audience. His unflinching loyalty to his friends meant he never betrayed their trust, no matter what. The journalist remained unflinching in her reporting, despite receiving threats. With unflinching determination, he pushed through months of rehab after his injury. The soldier stood unflinching as the enemy advanced, refusing to abandon his post. Her unflinching gaze made it clear she wasn't intimidated by the harsh criticism. Synonyms: resolute, steadfast, fearless, unwavering, determined, bold.
Unthinkable means something that is so extreme, impossible, or shocking that it is hard to even imagine or consider. Here are 6 examples in conversational English, as if discussing Daryl Dixon, Season 1, Episode 1. The idea of Daryl being stranded in a completely unfamiliar place is almost unthinkable, especially considering how resourceful he's always been. When you see Daryl confront the new hostile world he's in, the challenges he faces feel unthinkable. It's like he's out of his depth for the first time. The emotional weight of the episode was unthinkable. It's not just about survival, but about Daryl's internal struggle and his sense of loss. The idea of Daryl being cut off from his team for good seemed unthinkable, especially after everything he's been through with them. The transformation of Daryl's character in this new setting feels unthinkable, almost as if he's becoming someone else in order to adapt. Some of the scenes in the episode were so intense, the choices the characters had to make seemed unthinkable, making you wonder what you'd do in their shoes. Synonyms: inconceivable, impossible, unimaginable, extraordinary, unbelievable, astonishing.